If you're watching this, I want you to know something right off the bat. Your story isn't over. No matter how heavy your past feels or how lost you might feel right now, there is still hope for you. There is a future waiting to be written, and you hold the pen. For so many of us, childhood felt like a battlefield. We grew up fighting battles no one else could see, carrying burdens that were far too heavy for our small shoulders. Maybe you grew up surrounded by chaos, feeling invisible, or carrying pain you couldn't even put into words. Maybe you learned to hide your feelings, to shrink yourself, or to pretend everything was okay just to survive. I get it. I've been there too. I know what it's like to wonder if things will ever get better, or if you'll ever feel whole. But here's the truth nobody told us as kids. The wounds that hurt us don't have to define us forever. Healing is possible. Even the deepest scars can become reminders of how far you've come, not just how much you've suffered. And sometimes, it starts with something as simple and as powerful as faith. Faith doesn't erase the past, but it gives us the courage to face it and the strength to move forward. For me, meeting Jesus wasn't about joining a club or ticking off boxes. It was about discovering a love that didn't judge me for my brokenness, but welcomed me in, just as I was. It was about finding someone who saw my scars and loved me anyway. Someone who didn't turn away from my pain, but stepped into it with me. Jesus didn't promise me an easy life, but he promised to walk with me through every storm, every relapse, every dark night of the soul. He became my anchor when everything else felt like it was falling apart. In those moments when I felt like giving up, he whispered that I was made for more. He reminded me that my life had value, even when I couldn't see it myself. Here's the thing, when I began to trust that I was created on purpose, for a purpose, everything started to change. I realized that my pain wasn't the end of my story, but the beginning of something new. God didn't just save me from my pain, he called me to use it. He showed me that my struggles could become a source of hope for others, a way to connect and heal together. Your wounds, your story, your struggles, they are not wasted. They are threads in the tapestry of your life, woven together with purpose and meaning. They're the very things God can use to help others who are walking the same path you once did. Your journey can light the way for someone else who feels lost in the dark. You don't have to be perfect or have it all together. You just have to be willing to show up, to be honest, and to let God work through you. You just have to be willing to say, God, use me. Even in my weakness, even in my doubts, I trust that you can do something beautiful with my life. Whether it's sharing your journey with a friend, volunteering, or just being present for someone else, your life has meaning. Every act of kindness, every moment of honesty, every step toward healing matters. Healing isn't a straight line, it's a journey with ups and downs, twists and turns, and sometimes setbacks that make you question if you're making progress at all. Some days will be hard. There will be moments when the old pain resurfaces, when you feel like you're back at square one. But every step you take toward faith, toward purpose, you're rewriting your story. You're choosing hope over despair and courage over fear. You're proving that the past doesn't get the final say. God does. And his plans for you are filled with hope and a future. So if you're still carrying childhood wounds, know this. You're not alone, you're deeply loved, and you're called to something beautiful. There is a purpose for your pain, and a future brighter than you can imagine. Let your faith be the bridge between your pain and your purpose. Let it carry you from where you've been to where you're meant to go. Trust that God can heal, restore, and use your life in ways you can't even imagine yet. Your story matters, and it's just beginning. The best is yet to come.